Hi, guys. So today I just want to share with you um, some why you should make education as the sole reason why you should use to migrate to Canada. And I have been receiving a lot of messages in my email and also WhatsApp messages and people asking, oh, you have to be looking for work and you have to be looking for work, and when you get a work then you can migrate to Canada. But for today I'm going to share with you my personal thoughts and my personal reasons why you should focus on education to move to Canada, and why you should not pay attention to work or visit programs. Canada has a lot of programs that immigrants are actually eligible, or a lot of people are actually eligible. And I do sometimes see a lot of people that do say that, hey, you know I just want to apply to become a nurse. I just want to look for a warehousing job. I just want to work in Canada and all that. I mean, several things are actually going on. But I just want to share with you some of the things that you should know, and why you should make schooling as your topmost priority if you really want to move to Canada. It's very important that I share this topic with you so that the misinformation that is actually going on, you can actually deal with it. So let's get started. If you are new here, I would like you to share this broadcast and also follow me, and also send me a friend request if you want to. But I will encourage you to to share this broadcast with your friends and family people so that they will get to hear the truth. So let's get started. Now, the topic that we are treating for today is why you should focus on education rather than visit or work to migrate, to Canada. Before I start this conversation, I would like to issue a disclaimer that I'm not an immigration consultant. I'm just sharing my personal experience and also my personal thoughts about what really goes into the entire process. And so please feel free to comment, ask your questions, and after the live video, I'll respond to them. I'll respond to your questions. Now, many of you have been coming to me and you've always been asking that, can I really get a job in Canada? And I do get some of these questions a lot that, hey, I'm not interested in schooling, or possibly I'm just tired of the school. I just want to migrate to Canada to to go and work. Are there opportunities for me to migrate to Canada through work or visit? Yes, there are a lot of programs that you can actually use to migrate to Canada, and work is one of the immigration stuff that you can actually rely on to to move to Canada. But I've been hearing and I've been seeing a lot of some people. I've seen a lot of people encouraging our fellow African brothers and sisters that they can just go online and apply for a job, and they can just be here as a teacher, as a nurse, and all kinds of profession, what have you. But I'm here to tell you that you know the process is not a straightforward one. If you're really serious and you want to migrate to Canada in 2023, schooling could be the best option for you to choose. And here are the reasons. Now, with a school, it's a very simple process. Or if you use the education system, it's a very simple process. You don't have to go through any stress to be able to move to Canada. So the schooling is just a simple process. This is what you have to do. All you have to do is just apply for admission, and we have a consult that is in charge of that. You can just get in touch with us and we can help you apply for admission to study in Canada. So with the education system, all you have to do is just apply for either a diploma program or a graduate certificate program or undergraduate program and or a master's or a PhD. So just get into a master's or any of these programs that I've mentioned to you. Now once you get admission, which is the letter of acceptance from these institutions, you will just be required to just secure your seat by just paying an initial deposit, which will be around sometimes $200 to $1,000. And as soon as you pay that money, you're able to secure your seat in the program. And once you secure your seat, the university will issue you a document that will help you to be able to apply for your study permit. So once you have paid the initial deposit, the school has issued you with a document that will help you to apply for a study permit. All you have to do is just go on the Canadian website and then start your student visa application process. And I can assure you that the processing time for the student application, student visa, from Ghana is less than 3 months. I can not only even in Ghana, but in Africa or in every part of the world, student visa application or Canadian student visa application takes less than, 3 months. And you just do the application online, it will get processed within 3 months, and you get your study permit and you can plan your travel arrangement and you can move here. All right. So with the education system, it is very easy, simple, and straight to the point. There is no stress, attached to that. But I've seen that a lot of the times, a lot of people do not want to use the educational route. They will just prefer to come here, to come and work. That is, they want to come here on work permit or they want to come here on visitor's visa. Here are the issues. If you don't go by the schooling approach and you go by the visitor or the work permit approach. With the work permit, it is so hard or it's almost impossible to get a job in Canada when you are living in Ghana or any of the African countries. It's almost impossible to secure a job. This is why the employers in Canada or the Canadian employers are required by law to do what you call labor market impact assessment, what you call the LMIA, labor market impact assessment. What that particular document means is that they are supposed to tell the government that, hey, I cannot find labor or I cannot find people to do this particular job, and therefore grant me authorization for me to go and hire a foreigner from outside, outside Canada. So in other words, the Canadian employer is not getting a permanent resident, even a temporary resident who has authorization to work in Canada. The Canadian employer is not getting a citizen to do that particular job. All right. And so they have to get that clearance from the government. When they get that clearance from the government, then they have the power to recruit internationally. But look at the case of Ghana and look at the case of Africa. Work permit alone processing time takes approximately between 8 to 12 months. If you are not, if the job that you have secured from a Canadian employer, okay, is not related to health or agriculture, it is going to go beyond the 12 months. And so even if you secure a job in Canada, okay, and the employer even, gives you the job, an employer tells you that, hey, Kwaju, go and start the visa application process. When you even submit your work permit visa, it is going to take the embassy in Ghana almost 1 year for them to process it and issue it to you. And so, which employer in Canada will be willing to accommodate you for that particular long time? No employer no employer in Canada will do that. No employer will be willing to keep you or to wait for you for your visa to be processed for over 8 to 12 months. So you can see that the processing time for work permit is not favorable for employers. And so in this case, irrespective of the program that the Canadian government will introduce, if you reside in Africa, and even if you should apply for those work and then you get recruited, there is no way you can come to Canada, to work because of the duration or because of the processing times that are actually available. When I did my check, I noticed that in Ghana, if you want a Canadian work permit, it will take the embassy 8 to 12 months. And they even indicated that if if the work that you have secured is not agricultural work or it's not health related work, okay, it's going to take you more than 8 months or 12 months for them to process it. And there is so much uncertainties. The fact that you have secured a job from a Canadian employer does not mean that you are going to get the visa. No, it is not guaranteed. And so you as a person, I do not think that you may want to wait for that 8 to 12 months for your work permit to be processed. What if you do it and then 8 months you get a result from your email that your visa has been refused? What will happen? Look at the 12 months time that you have actually, spent. This is why, I encourage you not to focus your attention on the programs that the Canadian government is actually running. Don't focus your attention on that. Don't bother yourself, going to look for a job. Don't bother yourself going to look for any, immigration. Don't, bother yourself going to, listen to bloggers and, other people who are just, giving out, information that they don't know what they are saying. It is true that we have labor shortage here in Canada. We have a lot of jobs here that we are not getting people to fill it. But I can promise you that despite the jobs that are actually available here, because of your geographic location, it is almost impossible for you to actually, get here on work permit. It's almost impossible because the processing time is so long that it's going to take you 8 to 12 months. That is even if you are coming here as a nurse or you're coming here to work in the agriculture sector. So imagine if you are coming to work in a different industry and it's going to take you 12 months or more. Nobody has that kind of time to wait. And so why do you want to concentrate on, on work permit? Why are you concentrating on getting a job? Why are you concentrating on going to Google, worrying yourself, trying to get a job from an employer in Canada? In fact, if that particular employer gets to know that your visa processing time is 12 months, that employer will get tired and will even cancel your job offer. You should take note of that. And that is why I am not encouraging you to spend your time looking for a job. No. if you spend your time looking for a job, you end up, not getting anything meaningful, because you can get a job, you can get employer to, to recruit you, but the processes that the employer has to go through to be able to recruit you internationally, it's so costly, and it's also, time consuming, because most of the time people think that, you can just, there were a lot of jobs here, oh, Canada is recruiting teachers, Canada is recruiting nurses, Canada is recruiting this, we do hear of all these kind of stuff. My brother, my sister, that is not the case. The truth of the matter is that the jobs are here, that you can, come, you can come and, grab some to do. But your geographic location does not, give you that kind of leverage for you to even enter Canada, because it is going to take you, 8 months or more for your visa to be, for your work permit to be processed. And no employer would want to, wait for that 8 months or 12 months before your visa, before you can get here. No, they need people to do the work urgently. They cannot wait. And that is why countries like, India, countries like, Philippines, the Asian countries that they have shorter, work permit visa processing times, they are able to, recruit people from there so quickly, because the processing time may be shorter, maybe 3 months. And that is why I encourage you to, to pay more attention to the schooling system, because if you are coming here to school, that one, your processing time is just 2 months, 2 months, 2 weeks. 2 months, 2 weeks. This is the latest information as at, today, being um the 11th of, February. As of today, you know when I checked, the processing time for, study, permit is just 2 months, 2 weeks. So that should tell you that if you make a decision to, say you want to come in school here, you can quickly get your visa and, be here for the fall semester, which is August. This is a better option than you going through the work approach. This is a better deal, a better option, far, far better than going through the 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 work approach. Like I said, there are different programs, across all the provinces. I know Ontario is, hiring nurses. BC is also hiring nurses. New Brunswick has launched new programs. Labrador and Newfoundland, they've launched new programs. Nova Scotia, has also launched new programs. Across all the territories and, all the provinces, there are jobs, there are new programs and what have you. But the truth of the matter is that when you apply for those jobs, there is no way you will get these jobs. And even if you get them, your processing time will not make it possible for you to even be here. And so don't get excited or enthused that, oh, I've gotten a job in Canada, I'm coming to Canada to work. No, don't get excited about it. These jobs and opportunities that you do hear from other people over the internet, these are jobs meant for people who are resident here. Even if it is meant for you living in Ghana, like I've explained to you earlier on, your processing time does not give you that advantage for you to even be selected or for you to even get a visa. Because like I said, your processing time takes 1 year or more. And so even if you get the opportunity, as a nurse or as a teacher or as, as a worker, there is no way you may want to wait for that 1 full year. There's no way you may want to wait. And so the fastest way that you can use to get to Canada is through the education system. And that is where you must focus your attention on. Remember that if you are able to come in as, as a student, there are several advantages or opportunities that are available for you. And I've mentioned some of them to you before, that, your document will get processed early. You get, your visa being processed faster than than the other work, other work visas or other visas that are actually available. Okay, you have just 2 months. It will get processed faster, and you can quickly do your planning and then be here. And once you're here as a student, you are you know you are a legal immigrant. You are not illegal, right? And you are here to also study, right? You are studying, and you can also work, and you can gain knowledge, and you can build your network, and all that. I will come and talk about the benefit for studying, in Canada as a student. But I just came to let you know that do not just be excited about because people are telling you that, oh, Canadian employers are recruiting, and that you start, you want to apply for a job. No. If you want to apply for a job, fine, you can go ahead and apply for a job in Canada, but your chances of succeeding is very, very, very low. And that is why here we are going to tell you the plain truth. We will tell you the plain truth, and we'll let you know that the fancy things that you see over the internet, that, oh, I mean, this province is hiring, international nurses, international, teachers, and, this company is hiring people from, all over the world. You can just go and apply. It does not work like that. It does not work like that. Even let's take Ghana for instance. Nobody you cannot sit in UK and say, you cannot be a British in UK and say, the Ghana government is recruiting, so you're going to, you're going to work in Ghana. It does not work like that. And that is one of the things that I really want you to, I really want you to know. For those of you who just joined the feed, please, if you have any question and if you have any suggestion, please type it. Type it on the comment section. Type it in the comment section. Let me know that you are here and you are following what I'm saying. Just type comment and write your comment and let me see that you are here and you are following what we are discussing. So this is just to my brothers and sisters in Africa. This is to my brothers and sisters in Africa. Don't just be enthused. And the fact that you see our fellow brothers and sisters from Asia, coming in, like maybe Hong Kong, you see people coming from China, India, and what have you. They have a special relationship, bilateral agreement with the government of Canada, and their processing time is different from Ghana. Our processing time. Remember that we are Africans. They are not Africans. They are well advanced. You can't compare India to Ghana. You can't compare Philippines to Ghana. You can't compare China to Ghana. You can't compare Hong Kong to Ghana. They are well advanced. Different economy, different things. They have bilateral relationship with government of Canada, and so if employers are actually recruiting them, they can recruit them. But I want to encourage you that, hey, don't just, be enthused by what people are saying, on Facebook, on YouTube, and with the fact that, oh, what do you call, Canadian government is recruiting nurses from Ghana, recruiting nurses from, it doesn't work like that. Because even if you try and you apply for these jobs in these provinces and what have you, I have explained to you earlier on that the processes for recruiting internationally is not a joke here. Okay, it's not a joke. It takes a lot of work. I mentioned to you earlier on that the employer has to do labor market impact assessment, and the employer has to pay some money, right, before the, the employer could be cleared to go and even recruit you, right? And as soon as a person even identifies or sees that you are residing in Africa, that is a big disadvantage because, like I mentioned to you earlier, your processing time for the work permit is too long. 12 solid months is too long. 12 solid months is just too long for the employer to wait for you and process your document. And there is no guarantee that your work permit visa will be approved. No employer wants to take this risk. And that is why for me, I don't encourage you to go to the internet, do the Google search, do the search, do the search, do the search. That is why I don't do, job advert and all those kind of stuff. I don't do them because it is not guaranteed. That's the first one. The second one is that the processing time is so long, right? And so I don't want to bother myself and do that. That is why for me, I encourage you that if you're serious and you want to move to Canada to work as a nurse, as a teacher, as an accountant, as a medical doctor, the best approach you could use is to pass through the education system. Because if you are able to pass through the education system, your processing time is shorter, right? It is so short. Within 2 months, you can get your visa, prepare and travel and come down here. Once you're able to get here, you are still a nurse. Your nurse does not your status as a nurse in Ghana does not disappear. It is still intact. You can quickly change your document and you can write your NCLEX and become a registered nurse even before you graduate from your program. It is possible. You can become your certified accountant if by just doing other courses that will help you to become a certified accountant. If you are a certified accountant in Ghana, it doesn't expire. It still works here. So why don't you use the school approach? Move here to Canada. Once you get here, still do your schooling because you are thinking of even even staying or even working after school, and so you need a Canadian experience, and so you can all the time build. You can change and become the nurse or the accountant or the teacher that you want to become. So I wouldn't, encourage you to be doing the try and error. No, I wouldn't encourage you to do that. And so if you see people advertising jobs, programs, on their pages, online, what have you, I would not advise or encourage you to try. I would not. For all you know, those programs that they're advertising, it's basically meant for those of us who are here. You don't live in Canada, so what on earth do you want to go and apply for those programs? Do you have a social insurance number? No. Do you have CRA account? No. You don't have any of those things. Do you live here? You don't live here. So you do not have to bother yourself, to even go and then try. All the time and the resources that you are spending on all of these, applications, trying to look for a job and be applying, you could channel those resources and time to look for schools, or just contact us, contact CA Business Consult, just inbox me that, hey, Paul, I really want to travel, to Canada to study. How do I go about it? Our consult can help you, get admission, help you to process your visa, help you to, do a lot of the things, help you to settle in Canada, help you to even get a job. Our consult can provide you with a lot of support, a lot of resources that will help you, to settle in here. So it is better for you to, look at the school approach. Okay, it is better looking at the school approach rather than focusing on the job. I will also caution you against, going for visitor's visa, because if you go for visitor's visa, it has consequences. Remember that if you go for visitor's visa, you cannot, work, and you only have 6 months to live in Canada here. Do you know anybody who is going to accommodate you? If you don't have anybody to accommodate you, there is no point coming here with visitor's visa, because if you come here with visitor's visa, you are not eligible to work. You are not eligible for any benefits. You don't get anything from the government. The government doesn't know you. You have only 6 months to stay here. So if you don't have a family here or a friend here that you can go and live with, why do you want to come here on visitor's visa? Except when you have a plan, which of course CA Business Consult can help you to transition from your visitor's visa, to another, visa. And that is why we have set up this consult to help you to be able to navigate your journey. And so I would not also encourage you to look at the visit visa because you can easily be refused, especially when you are not able to establish a strong social ties to your home country, and you may not want to start you know an immigration history where you have a lot of refusals as part of your immigration history. You may not want to do that, and that is why I want to encourage you that the best approach or the best thing you can ever do, okay, to get to Canada is just use the school approach. Forget about the job. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of jobs here, to the point that if you're able to get your student visa and you move in here, you will get the job that you're chasing for. It will surprise you that as soon as you get here and you apply for that same job that you were applying when you were in Ghana, the employer will just call you quickly to come for an interview. They will employ you and you start working, and the following 2 weeks you get paid. That is how the system actually works. And so if you are in Ghana, they will not mind you because you don't have a Canadian address. Even if they will mind you, the processes are not so friendly to them. And so there is no way they will process a document for you. For this platform, we are going to be honest and we're going to tell you guys the truth. You can't get this truth anywhere. We are going to, let you know what you need to do. And that is why we come here every day to, talk to you, to make sure that you follow the school approach. And that is what everybody does. It's not only restricted to Ghana. It's not only Ghana. We have a lot of we have our fellow Indians, our fellow Asians, Chinese. They all come here through schooling. They don't come here to work. No, they don't come here that they are coming to work. No, they all use the school approach. So why do you think even people from Iran, Saudi Arabia and all those people, they all come here, through schooling. As soon as they get here and they go through the schooling system and they finish, now they're able to, integrate themselves into the system and they start working. All right? So you do not have to just use any other means. If your colleagues who are Iranians, who are Russians, who are Ukrainians, who are, British, who are, I mean, from Hong Kong, from, Japan, South Korea, Singapore, and what have you, if they are even coming here, okay, just to school, and after school, they stay and they work, why do you want to, sit in Africa and say you're coming to work here? It doesn't work like that. If you try it, you're going to spend so much money and you end up not getting anything meaningful out of it. You end up not getting anything meaningful out of it. There are several programs. We have temporary foreign workers program. We have a lot of provinces even have their own programs and what have you. Don't bother yourself going to apply for them. These programs are meant for international students. These programs are meant for people who are already in Canada. These programs are meant for new immigrants that have come into the country. They are not meant for you living in Ghana, because if you try it, your processing time is not going to help. And that is why I would not encourage you, to just go and be applying for jobs. Stay within your limit. Okay, stay within that zone, that schooling zone. Okay, stay within that schooling zone. Get in touch with us. You can employ us and we can help you recommend schools, very good schools for you. If you're serious and you really want to travel even this fall to study, if we're able to work on even some schools applications now till 15th of March, I can assure you that by April or May, you'll get admission. And once you get admission, you can use that to apply for your student visa. And I can tell you that by June, July, your visa will get approved. By August, you are here. You can be in Canada. It's only when you're able to make, a decision. So don't get distracted. Be focused. Don't get distracted. Be focused. Don't just follow the views. Don't just be enthused about people, advertising, jobs. So Ghana form with me apply, and Canada pay workers, and Canada say, and Canada pay nurses, and into with me apply. No, it's not going to work. If your other people from other countries are doing it, it's working, it is because they have their government has a special relationship, you know, a special relationship, right, with the Canadian government, and that is why it is working for them. You know, what Ghana know, your government doesn't have any bilateral relationship with the government of Canada. Those people who are sometimes even making all kinds of noise, okay, saying all kinds of things on Facebook that, oh, there are jobs here, there are jobs they should go and apply. Why are they not doing it for their own family members and their colleagues for them to travel to Canada? Why are they coming to showcase it on Facebook? Why are they coming to showcase it on YouTube? Okay, why are they coming to showcase on YouTube? If you believe strongly that it is so easy and that the Canadian government, is recruiting people internationally and it's easy, you can just go to Google and apply for a job and get here. Why are you not doing it for your immediate family members who are in Ghana, even your own colleagues? Why are you not doing it? Rather, you are coming to show it on Facebook. No, it doesn't work like that. That is why for me, I don't believe in that. I don't believe that you can go through that process successfully. That is why for me, I highly, highly recommend the schooling approach for you. Because if you're able to get admission here, that means you have passed 30%. You've gotten like 30-40% of what you need. The next step is just go and apply for your visa. If you apply for a visa and you're able to get a consult like our own consult to help you put your documents together, put a very strong, competitive application documents together, your visa will get approved. And once your visa get approved, within 2 months your visa will get approved. Once your visa get approved, do your travel arrangement and come here. Once you come here, whatever profession that you came with, you can still practice that profession here. You don't need to come and do, factory jobs or warehousing jobs. There are other equally, good paying jobs that you can do with your nursing background, with your accounting background, with your agriculture background, with your economics background, with your construction background. So I will encourage you strongly that as you're in 2023, make it a point, okay, that you're going to make the school your central focus. Ignore the other programs. Don't read them. They are not meant for you. If you go and read them and you try them, they are not going to work. Because like I've told you earlier on, in Ghana embassy, in Ghana now, the Canadian embassy, if you go to their website, processing time for work permit visa takes 42 weeks or so. Is it 48 weeks? 42 weeks, which is almost like 8 months or even 9 months. And they even said that this 8 months processing time is only meant for people who are coming in to work as a healthcare, it's only meant for healthcare workers and agricultural workers. So imagine you are a mason, you're a construction worker, you're an engineer, you're an accountant, and you get a job in Canada here. Processing time is going to take you over 1 year. Is it feasible? It is not. That is why I don't encourage you to follow all these conversations. Oh, this province is recruiting. You go on YouTube, they will say, oh, this person is recruiting. No, be focused. This year, 2023, be focused and direct your attention to get a school, start your study permit application, and get everything done. If you need help, please don't forget to reach out to us. Just, WhatsApp us, contact us, and we can help you. If you want, don't just go and be looking for a job. No, don't worry yourself. It's too expensive. It is too lengthy, too much work. If you focus on the school I can assure that within 3 months or 4 months, approximately within 4 months, your visa will be ready in your room. All you have to do is just be waiting for August for you to travel, or just be doing your travel preparations. It is far better, far better than going through the job route. The job route is a no-go area. Don't bother yourself going through the job route. No. Next time, I will come your way and I'll come and talk to you about the Express Entry program and why you should not. You live in Africa, make a point to even do the Express Entry program. because I'll come and talk about it. So if you are new here, please follow my page and share the broadcast. And I want to thank you guys for coming, but share this broadcast and let this broadcast, get to people, let people understand that the jobs are here in Canada. I do agree. We have a lot of jobs here. But those jobs are not meant for you living in Ghana. So get that and get that right. It is not meant for you living in Ghana. It is meant for students who are here. It is meant for people who are residents of Canada. Okay. In those days, it was so easy for firms and companies to recruit internationally. But these days, the immigration laws have changed. Things have changed. A lot of new things are coming up. So if your friend 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago got an opportunity to enter Canada through work permit, these days those opportunities don't are not there anymore. And there was a program called Temporary Foreign Workers Program where farms during it's a seasonal job where like companies were recruiting people globally for them to come and do farming work during the summer period of a particular season, farming season. Afterwards, they go back. That program is still in session. But the thing is that the companies that do the recruitment, they don't recruit from Africa. Why are they not recruiting from Africa? Because our processing time does not help them. They argue that it is better for them to go and recruit people from Mexico, Indonesia, and other Asian countries than going to recruit from Africa, because the processing time the processing time for work permit in Ghana takes 12 months or more. And this is a temporary foreign workers program. It's just a 4 month or 6 months season program that they bring workers to come and work, and afterwards they go back. And so if I am a recruiter and I'm supposed to recruit people internationally, and it's going to take me 12 solid months for you to get your work permit, then there's no point for me to recruit you. And that's the reason why they are not recruiting from Africa. And that is why, for me, I'm cautioning you that do not follow, anything that you see on social media about job opportunities in Canada. Go and apply. There is this, they are recruiting international nurses. They are doing this, they are doing. Even ask your friends, those who are even nurses in Ghana, when they came to Canada, ask them if they have been able to even practice, if they can call themselves registered nurse. They've not been able to practice it. Ask the medical doctors who were in Ghana, who migrated to Canada. Ask them whether they are still medical doctors here. They will tell you that they are not doctors. They are still nurses. They are going through under training. So it tells you that the system is not so easy as people are making it, look like. So I will encourage you that, make sure that whatever information that you are consuming, come and verify it from us. Follow my platform and we will tell you the plain truth. It does not work like that. Don't let anybody excite you, convinces you. No, it is just 1 out of 1,000 that you will see that, one person a company has recruited somebody, to come and work here. No, it hasn't, these days, it doesn't even happen. It does not happen. And it is the same information that they have been passing it on to you Ghanaians, and you think that, you can stay in Ghana and do express entry, immigrate your family to Canada, and then you are happy. I'll come and talk about that topic, why it is very important that you have to get the school system, get here through the schooling system, get here through the schooling system. If you get here through the schooling system, that things become more easier for you. Things become faster for you than not using the school approach. Thank you guys for joining this feed today. And so for those of you who just joined, to wrap up, I know time is far gone. Today I shared with you why you should focus on education as a means to migrate to Canada, or why you should focus on education rather than work or visit to move to Canada. And I explained to you why you should not pay attention to job opportunities in Canada. And I said that, to recap what I said, I shared with you that one, it is a lengthy process for a Canadian employer to recruit you from Africa because one, they have to do what you call the labor market impact assessment. In other words, excuse me, in other words, they have to actually, apply to the Canadian government or the federal government and says that, hey, federal government, I need labor to do my work for me. I'm not getting anybody in Canada to do, you know, to do the job. And so I want to recruit internationally, right? Then they will pay some money to the government to clear them that, hey, even that you have to convince them, you the employer, you have to write essays, explanation, convince them why you are not getting, you know, you're not getting somebody here to do their job. And you must also provide evidence. Did you advertise the jobs? Where did you advertise the jobs? How many people, how many, sites did you advertise this job? Did you go to the schools to find out if they need people to work? You have to do that, difficult job before they give you that clearance. When they give you that clearance, then, you know, before they interview you, Skype and all that, and you're even in Africa. So I explained to you that that is not going to work. That is not going to work because that process is so expensive, so costly. And so even if you get a job, that is not going to work. The second point I said was your geography or your geographical area where you live in Africa, Ghana, Kenya, Malawi. The processing time is so lengthy, so long. And I said, as of today, work permit processing time takes 8 to 12 months. And they even said if you are not coming into work as a nurse or as agricultural worker, it is going to take them more than 12 months to process your visa. So that means that that employer here, will not be able to even bring you. So the idea of I'm coming to work in Canada, I'm looking for a job in Canada from Ghana, it's not going to work. So I spoke about that. And I also spoke about the fact that you need to strategically position yourself, to grab the school as an opportunity to move here. And I said the school is the fastest way you can get to Canada. It's the fastest. Don't let anybody deceive you. It's the fastest way you can get here. And it's the easiest route you can ever use to get here. A lot of the Ghanaians, your colleagues, your friends that you see them, they all came here through schooling. And you see, they are still here, right? So why do you want to why do you want to go a different route? And so I will encourage you that, hey, focus on your education. And so if you need help for us to help you to be able to, get admission in Canada, help you to be able to go through the process and be here by 4, please reach out to us via email at ceabusiness.ca@gmail.com, ceabusiness.ca@gmail.com, or you can, WhatsApp us at +15134615804, +15134615804. Now I'll end here and I'll try and see if I can take your questions before I go off. Let me see. And Shiraba is asking, so how do you go to Canada? How do you go to? I don't understand your question, Shiraba. So if you can, so you mean, let me see. So you mean, how do you go to Canada? So you mean we shouldn't try? Yes, in Shiraba, don't bother yourself trying because those jobs you see are not really meant for you. They are meant for people in Canada. And so if you go and see something on YouTube, Facebook, and you go and watch it, the person is that blogger or that person is just doing it to generate more traffic because that blogger knows that Ghanaians are gullible. We consume every information, and so we will just fall flat. That job is not for you. So in Shiraba, don't try. If you want to try, go through the school approach, and we are here. We can help you go through the school approach, and by fall or by August, you can be here. Are you in? Yeah, I'm in Canada myself, so I'm here myself. Yeah, I'm in Canada myself. So, in Shiraba, if you need, we have set up. That's why I've set up this consult, right? CEA Business Consult. You can also, visit our website at www.cabusinessconsult.ca. Okay, and we have a lot of information that you can actually read. So Inshiraba is saying LLMIA. Yeah, that's what I talked about, labor market impact assessment. Yeah. Inshiraba says, but can you apply school there with transcripts? Yes, we have. It's very easy. It is not hard. That is why you need to get in touch with us. So please um, inbox me or WhatsApp me. My number is on this page, or you can just inbox me on Messenger, and we can talk about. We can help you, get admission, and quickly you can be here by August. Let me take this question. Let me see. Let your questions come and I'll just answer them. Oh my God. I'm just trying to. Let me see. Okay. Oh, I don't know how Gertrude asked a question, but it's just okay. Is your consult in direct ties to the schools that you apply to in Canada, or what's the assurance of being given an offer letter? Yeah, so Gertrude, I will encourage you that private message us, and we can have more conversation about this, and we will talk more about it. So please, direct message us on Messenger, and we would help you to go through the process successfully. So we have done it for a lot of people, and people, we don't only work on Canada per se, but we work for people who are interested in going to US, and US too as well, people who are also want to go to Europe as well. So we do a lot of comprehensive assessment of your entire document that you have, and we provide recommendations for you. So Gertrude, I will encourage you that you should get in touch with us privately, and let's talk more about it. Yeah, let me see what other people to also asking. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah. So Shiraba, if you have sent me a private message, I'm going to reply. Yeah, I'm going to reply. Okay, Shiraba, let me see. I don't know. Let me see. Let me see what's here. I think Shiraba sent a message, but I'm just trying to. Uh, okay, so if I understand what. Okay, so I think Inshiraba was trying to, say something that um, I have applied for. Inshiraba, can you send me that message again, because it looks like I can't find that message. I can't find the message you asked about you applying for a job. If you can send that message again. Yeah, Inshiraba says I have applied 50 jobs, but they predate someone in Canada. They prefer someone in Canada. You are right. Yeah. So Inshiraba, that's the case. You can apply for 1,000 jobs. They will not mind you because you're in Africa. So don't follow these bloggers all over on social media trying to generate traffic so they can make money. No, don't follow them. Even if you want, you can follow them anyway if you want, that's fine, but don't consume their content. If you see anything, we are always available and we'll provide you with the right information. They are not going to respond, or they're not going to mind you. You can be in UK, apply for a job in Canada, they will mind you. You can be in Japan, apply for a job here, they will not mind you. You can be in they will not mind you, right? Particularly if you're in Africa, they are not going to even respond. At all, they're not going to respond. If you like, in Shaba, let me just take your CV, your resume, prepare it and apply for a job. You see that they will invite you for an interview. Because I live in Canada, I have an address here, I have my everything here, right? And so they're going to invite me for an interview quick. If I take your CV and and just do the application, they will just invite me the following either a day or two, or maybe a week, maximum 2 weeks. They will invite me for an interview because I live here. So my address and everything will be on the resume or the CV. But you're in Ghana, you're using Kumasi address, Accra address. They will mind you. They're not going to reply. So don't waste your time, and don't be enthused that, oh, you can just apply for a job and all that. No, it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. Your geography does not permit or allow you to enjoy, certain benefit. Let me see if there are any other questions before I go. Let me see if there are any other questions. Um, okay. Let me see. If you have any question, please ask before I go off. Yeah. So I want to thank everyone for joining. And so my last words is that the easiest and the fastest way that you can get to Canada is through the schooling. Make it a point that you actually want to come here to study. Once you come here to study, you will have a lot of benefits. Okay, a lot of benefits. I'll come and talk about in my subsequent videos what the bloggers here are not telling you about studying in Canada. They are not telling you about studying in the US. And so I'll encourage you to follow us, share this broadcast, and let people know the truth, because the misinformation in the system is so high. People want money, and so we need to educate our brothers and sisters living in Ghana that they can easily come here, but they should not be thinking of getting a job to be here. No, they can do that through the schooling. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a nice, enjoy the rest of your day, and share this broadcast and let your family people get to know what's really, really happening in the world of scholarship and schooling.